Title I iPad Initiative, Training Needs Assessment, George Washington University, Fall 2012. My name is Sue Way, and I conducted this Training Needs Assessment. The district that I work for is under serious accreditation problems. They are accredited with warning, both of the elementary schools, due to poor student performance on the state standards of learning tests. If we do not improve student achievement on these tests, we will lose our accreditation at the elementary schools. We had an iPad pilot program in the 2011-2012 school year, and each school received a class set of iPads as well as an additional group of iPads which were available for teacher checkout. In the 2012-2013 school year, the two elementary schools using Title I funds received additional class sets of iPads, and each teacher received an iPad and a projector attachment to be used in their classroom. No training has been done at the district level for these iPads before either iPad implementation. The senior elementary administrator has requested training because she perceives that teachers are not using the iPads as an instructional tool in many of the classrooms, but more as a playtime or resource or game time. The first thing we did is to conduct surveys of the elementary school teachers and the administrators. The elementary teacher survey was an electronic, anonymous survey and asked questions: how teachers use the iPads, how they evaluate apps for purchase, and various other related issues. The administrators were asked about, in general, technology used by teachers in their schools. We also conducted classroom observations at both elementary schools and different grade levels of teachers using iPads in their classroom. A number of journal articles and educational websites were reviewed. Unfortunately, we didn't have a lot of success there. And we also met with a regional district gathering where about 25 districts attend monthly meetings, and we asked them how they are using iPads in their classrooms. Most of these districts have either implemented iPad initiatives or in the process, and so they were able to provide information about iPads. The first thing we learned is that there's very little information out there on best practices when using iPads for instructions. Most of the articles we reviewed and the websites we visited were just lists of apps rather than best practices and procedures. This was also an issue when we had the regional meeting. A lot of times the district rep would immediately start listing iPads that their teachers used without providing information on how, the practices, the procedures. We also noticed, based on the teacher survey and classroom observations, that the teachers in our district widely vary in how they use iPads in their classrooms. Some are truly using them as instructional tools. Others sit in the back of the room, grade papers, and just tell the kids, use any app on there. You know, any app that's on there is fine. Or they just use them as a reward after classroom work is done. Well, go over there and get an iPad and amuse yourself, you know, keep you quiet kind of thing. There is an issue with teacher training. None of our teachers receive training through the district, and the majority of teachers have still not received any training in the use of iPads as an instructional tool, or how to select an app, the criteria you should use for selecting an app. In the past, the physical plant has been an issue with technology use. A lot of teachers have complained about not being able to use technology due to a variety of issues with the buildings. However, due to a major upgrade on the network and new servers during this past summer, those issues do not affect the iPads anymore. So that's a nice plus. First recommendation, we need to provide training. We need to provide training to our teachers how to truly use iPads as an instructional tool and how to determine what is a good app to buy. What criteria do you look for? We also need to develop a resource library which has videos and articles and lesson plans that can help them if they need some ideas for best practices. We can also utilize information from the other districts for this. And finally, no changes need to be made to the physical plant because that is working properly for the iPads and is not a problem anymore.